Hello, church. I know that you are in God's hands. I hope and pray that you are well. You can see that I am here on top of Terrace Mountain. Ella knows that if I go on a hike or on a walk, I like to have a destination, a goal. And I used to think it was a lot because I'm goal-oriented, but lately I think I've been coming to understand that I realize I'm really longing for a perspective, right? So if I'm hiking through the forest, I love it, I enjoy it, but what I really long for is to end up at a vista where I can see and gain some perspective. So you get to the end of the trail at Grouchy's and things open up and you see the lake, right? Or you climb to the top of a mountain and you have this incredible perspective. And also sometimes things are clearer on a mountain. In one of C.S. Lewis's books, The Silver Chair, Aslan, kind of the Christ figure, tells the main character this: I give you a warning. Here on the mountain I've spoken to you clearly. I will not often do so down in Narnia. Here on the mountain the air is clear and your mind is clear. As you drop into Narnia, the air will thicken. Take great care that it does not confuse your mind, and the signs which you have learned here will not look as you expect them to look when you meet them there. That is why it is so important to know them by heart and to pay no attention to appearances. And then this other angle, Martin Luther King Jr. Famously quoted from Isaiah when he made this part of his speech saying, I have a dream, right? That one day every valley will be exalted and every hill and mountain will be made low. The rough places will be made plain. The crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. And friends, this is really our hope. Last week I cruised around on my bike, delivering some CRC propaganda, literature, the banner and the Today devotional booklet. And I was met at the doorstep by many of you safely from a distance. And some of you told me that you are in the valley right now. You're in the midst of death and grieving and disease and loneliness, unemployment. Things have been canceled. Grad and once very social people are now forced not to be as social, or to think of new ways to be, or some of you have a new job description which has been delivered to you overnight, it seems. And from the valley, it can be hard to see past the shadows. And I think still though we share the psalmist's view when he says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, because you, God, are with me. And so this is an invitation to each of us, to myself, to you, to get to the mountaintop, right? To reframe your life, to get some perspective, right? You can do that through prayer. You can do that through a walk to the mountaintop. Scripture is a great thing to ground you. Worship, even though it's a little bit different right now. Fellowship, also different. Seek these things out to gain perspective. And then this, finally, the day before he was assassinated, Martin Luther King Jr. Delivered his kind of stirring kingdom vision of the Mountaintop's perspective. He writes, or he said, well, I don't know what will happen now. We've all got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to have a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not so concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go to the mountaintop. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land, and I might not get there with you. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And so I'm happy. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. The peace of Christ be with you all.